Hi, today we're going to be talking about simply setting up a template and setting up users, new users. You may not need to set up new users in your own blog, but if you do have several writers, then you may need to do that. We at A Nation of Moms do have 15 writers, and we do allow some guest bloggers, repeat guest bloggers, their own login. So that can be really helpful. If you're in your dashboard and you want to add a new user, what you do is click on Add New under Users, and you can come up with whatever username you want, and this is how they would log in to their own dashboard. They cannot change if you have you don't want to make them an administrator necessarily. That would be the main site administrator, hopefully you. There may be situations where there may be more than one administrator, and that's fine, but the administrator has access to everything. If you wanted to limit the access that they had, you can change them to different kinds of users, different roles. So let's say I'm adding a new author, and this is her name is going to be new author. That is how she would log in to what the username that she would use to log into the site. And then you would put in her email address, just whatever the email address is. And then you can put in, oh, her first name is new, her last name is author. And if she has a website, you can put a website on there. And then you can put an arbitrary password on here, and then she can change it later. So make sure you put one in, and I just put password really quickly. And then you can send the password to the new user by the email that you provided up here, which is what you want to do so that she can go in there and change it herself. And the role I put as author. Now you can put administrator, editor, contributor. I don't really use subscriber or contributor at all. I just pretty much use author. Now, once you have that new user, click on Add New User, and it will take you to the page page that lists all of your users. I'm not going to do that right now because as an administrator, I can see all of the users and their email addresses right on that same page. And to keep the privacy of our authors, I'm not going to show you that page. But you can, as an administrator, I can go in and change all of any information I want to of that user. Once you have that user, if you click edit, or you can edit their profiles, you can add biographical information, you can change their roles, you can do a bunch of things. The only things you cannot do is that you cannot change their username. Once you have this username, it cannot be changed. So just be aware of that when you're choosing a name. The other thing that I wanted to talk to you about under here are templates. Again, like I said, I have lots of authors on Nation of Moms, so we use templates when writing posts because it saves us some time. Now, you can do whatever you want on your own template. For us, we have our authors on here, and for instance, let's show you, and you can come in here and add a new post just like that. And I did show you on a previous video how you can do that even from a new post. You don't have to necessarily go through templates. You can go down to where it says article template, and you can choose another one. So right now I have mine, and I can go up here, and now I have Sarah's, and that's another template. So this is where you manage the templates, and you can create them. Obviously, you can create a new template, and it looks just like if I click on edit on mine, for instance. You can see all I have is my signature, and I have my picture, and that's for the most part what we do for our authors. Some of them do like to have a little bit more written about them, and that's perfectly fine as well. And I also do this sometimes for giveaways. Sometimes, you know, you have all of those disclaimers and other notes, other rules and regulations that you want to include on your giveaways, and it's just a pain to copy and paste all the time. So this is where a template could also come in handy for you, putting those disclaimers and notes and rules on the bottom. So you could do that as well. But this works just like a post, so you can do it visually like this or via HTML. That's how to add a template or and edit a template.